small village lived a merchant named Arvind. He had a dog, Raja, and a cat, Choti. Raja was loud, bold, always barking. He announced every visitor, every sound, every movement. Arvind loved him for it. "Good boy, Raja. You keep us safe." But Choti was different. She never meowed unnecessarily. She observed. She stayed quiet, moving like a shadow. Arvind barely noticed her. "That cat is useless," he'd say. "At least Raja does something." One evening, Arvind hosted a gathering. Friends, business partners, conversations flowed. And Raja, he was in the center of it all, barking at every new arrival, jumping on guests, making a racket. Arvind laughed. "That's Raja. Always excited," but one guest, an old man, watched quietly. After the gathering, he approached Arvind. "Your dog is loyal, but he talks too much." Arvind frowned. "He's just friendly." The old man shook his head. "No. He reveals too much. A loud mouth is a dangerous mouth. One day, it will cost you." Arvind dismissed the warning, but weeks later, something happened that proved the old man right. Arvind had recently come into a large sum of money from a business deal, and he kept it hidden in his house. Only a few people knew, but Raja, in his excitement, started barking differently when strangers approached. He barked at the door, at the windows, as if guarding something valuable. And people noticed, "Why is that dog so protective all of a sudden?" Neighbors whispered, "Arvind must have something worth protecting." One night, two men came. Not friends, thieves. They'd been watching. They knew the dog's patterns. They knew. He barked, loud and long, but they also knew that a barking dog reveals more than it protects. "If the dog barks at the front, the treasure is inside," one thief said. They approached the house. Raja, as expected, barked furiously, announcing their presence. But the thieves didn't run. They threw poisoned meat over the fence. Raja, unable to resist, ate it. Within minutes, he was silent, paralyzed, helpless. The thieves broke in, but they didn't expect Choti. She was hidden, silent, watching from the shadows. As the thieves searched, Choti slipped out through a small window. She ran to the neighbor's house, scratched at the door, and meowed, softly, but persistently. The neighbor woke up, saw the cat, noticed the broken window at Arvind's house, and raised the alarm. The thieves fled, empty-handed. Raja survived the poison, but barely. And from that night on, Arvind saw things differently. He sat with Choti, stroking her quietly. "You didn't make noise, but you saved everything." He looked at Raja, recovering slowly. "And you, my loud friend, almost cost us everything." Raja, weak and humbled, learned a lesson that night. Barking doesn't mean protecting. Noise doesn't mean strength. Sometimes, silence is the greatest power. Years later, Arvind's son asked him, "Papa, why do you always say, speak less, observe more?" Arvind smiled. "Because I learned it from a cat and a dog." The dog barked at everything, announced his presence, revealed his position, and almost died because of it. The cat stayed quiet, watched, moved strategically, and saved us all. People are the same. Those who talk the most often accomplish the least. Those who stay quiet, they see everything, and they act when it matters. He continued, "Silence isn't weakness. It's control. It's strategy. It's knowing when to speak and when to hold back." The dog thought his bark made him important, but it made him a target. The cat knew her silence made her invisible, and that invisibility became her strength. In life, the loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. They're usually the most insecure, trying to prove something, trying to be seen. But the quiet ones, they don't need to prove anything. They already know their worth. Here's the brutal truth. You talk too much, you reveal too much, you announce your plans before they're solid. You share your struggles before they're solved. You broadcast your business before it's protected, and in doing so, you give away your power. You make yourself a target. You invite jealousy, doubt, and sabotage, because loose lips don't just sink ships, they destroy lives. Every time you speak unnecessarily, you're giving people information they can use against you. Every time you brag, you're painting a target on your back. Every time you complain, you're showing your weakness, and people notice. They watch. They wait, and when the moment is right, they strike. Not because they're evil, but because you made yourself vulnerable. You revealed too much. You spoke when you should have stayed silent. The dog barked to feel important, but his barking gave away his position. The cat stayed silent and saw everything. She didn't need to announce herself. She just acted. Strategically, effectively, silently. And she won, not through noise, but through wisdom. That's the difference. Talking makes you feel productive, but silence makes you powerful. Words make you visible, but silence makes you untouchable. So stop announcing every move. Stop sharing every plan. Stop revealing every emotion. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. Not everyone needs to know your next step. Not everyone should hear your struggles. Save your words. Guard your strategies. Protect your energy. Speak when it matters. And stay silent when it doesn't. Because the world respects those who move in silence, and it punishes those who can't keep their mouths shut. The dog thought his bark was his strength, but it became his downfall. The cat's silence was her strategy, and it became her survival. Don't be the dog, barking at everything, revealing everything, losing everything. Be the cat. Quiet. Observant. Strategic. Moving in the shadows. Striking only when necessary. Winning without making a sound. Silence isn't emptiness, it's power. Master it, before your own words destroy you. Speak less, win more. Thanks for watching. If this message resonated with you, subscribe for more content on mastering your inner world.